My friend Isaac Crypto believes that the Bitcoin low is actually in and we're about to take off in price action. Isaac, I know you have some very, very cool charts prepared for us. My audience may know you from the Moon Show, where we have you on as a weekly guest. Isaac, how are you doing? And then we'll sort of go over the shocking thing that you told me, and I was like, okay, you know what, we have to cover this because we have a little bit of a difference in opinion, I think.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, look, what I have to say, I'm going to be covering a bunch of data, and I think my opinion is data backed. And look, I'm happy to be proven wrong, but this is my stance, and this is how I'm seeing things on the wide array of metrics. So I'm going to start with a few videos we did before, just to give some credibility to myself here. So about 3 weeks ago, we made a clip on the Moon Show, and we were talking about the potential high, and I was marking out what I was looking at, and we came in very precisely into that level, which we scoped in, which was that high right down there. Okay, very very nice overall. Now the next thing that happened after that, which was this move down here, which is the low that we've seen and the low I took a trade from in my channel, which was how long ago was that? Like a few weeks ago. The swing low, the monthly level, we came in, we tapped them, and we've seen a nice rebound. And that can be seen right over here at this level right here, taking out that subsequent low. Now, this yellow line, do not take it with a grain of salt, okay? But it's my expectation. I am locally bullish, and I will say that right now, I'm locally bullish. And let me explain to you as to why that is. So to firstly start this, I think the best way I can begin is potentially looking at this chart actually, which is the Bitcoin mining cost, which is essentially a indicator.
I love this one.
It's used, and I've even written here so we can all see, it's used as a rough floor or fair value baseline for Bitcoin's price based on the Ethereum price trend to gravitate toward the cost of production. So we can see the blue line is that respective line. Now, what I've done is I've highlighted with red circles bits where it sort of came near or even touched it. And what we can notice in a recurring pattern over, when we look at this, it's around 7 or so years of data, is it doesn't like to stay there for long. It likes to rebound pretty quick. The rare case was COVID, where it spiked way into it there. And when Bitcoin reached $3,000, perfect time to buy actually. If that happens, guys, buy up hard. Take some mortgages out, Michael Saylor mode.
Wait, so we're going to 3K? Is that what you're saying?
I'm no way.
No, I'm joking. I'm joking.
Hey, don't joke like that, man. Don't scare me like that. But yes, I mean, when you look at this pattern and you can see it, I would say this looks very closely aligned to this, to this, to this, and it just doesn't stay there for long. And we're underneath it right now. So that's number one. Okay. So let's keep a tally here.
I'm getting convinced. I'm getting convinced. Okay. So one, I like that one. 1-0. I'm not going to debate that one.
Number two, I want to put this chart on, which is the global liquidity chart. Now, this isn't just M2. This factors in the bond market and a few more different liquidity-centric metrics there too. Now, the bond market is very important because it essentially tracks the volatility, which is then borrowing capacities for corporate. And it goes quite deep, which I don't want to go bore you with right now. But there's a 3-month delay, as we can see here. And if you look at all the peaks and troughs, they line up pretty in sync here. So you had this level here, where the top was in, sort of marks that level there too. And then obviously it's been great going up, but Bitcoin's been going down. But the rate of change is the most important thing, which is not here right now. But you can see the peaks and troughs are the main thing to look at. The low was here, the high was here, and then this low is projected. In fact, we actually already hit that low because this is 31st of May. We're now in July, right? So this has already taken out this low right here, which follows in nicely with that liquidity. Now the next phase is up because that's what it's got here. Now, is it going to be a drastic up? I don't think so. That's why with my chart, I've got this because there's headwinds, all right? Now, specifically, the headwinds are here. We've got the old claw to put them. Mm-hmm. So the People's Bank of China is tightening. So you can see that right here. And you can see the date to line up. The US dollar is showing a bit of strength right now too. This is another one, the real economy absorption, the main drain. Capital is being pulled out of financial markets into working capital. So AI, CapEx, all that sort of stuff, energy costs. Slowing momentum rollover, global liquidity index towards projected late 2027. So there's all these different things that are showing that it's not going to rocket up, right? Now, Crypto Kid, I'm pretty sure you're very bearish. Isn't that correct?
No, actually, I'm not. I think that right now is a great time to buy for spot. But I'm just not leverage longing until we break the 200 daily moving average. So I wouldn't say I'm bearish. I just think that the low I mean, I don't think the final sort of lowest of lows is in. Or if it is in, then I
Mm,
just don't think we're going to exit out of that and hit a brand new all
yeah,
time high out of nowhere.
exactly.
So that's, I guess,
And
my
it's,
stance. But I was curious, Isaac.
mm,
So on the global liquidity chart, I can see that Bitcoin is sloping lower on the blue line. And you've said that the recent swing low on global liquidity, the orange line, is going to correspond with a low that takes place for BTC shortly. So do you think that low is already in, or do you think we're going to get
that
to that
lows,
point and then reverse course?
mm. Well, the reality is, CK, that lows already happened
Oh, you think it's
because this
happened
price.
already? All right, okay.
Oh, it already has happened because this hasn't been. This was this data is made by one of my folks
Ah,
in
that's
Brisbane.
that's from the last week of May. Got you. All
And
right,
yes, so
got
this
you.
low has already been hit. So just it even shows how more relevant this is because it has followed it to a T. So this high was here.
Very interesting.
Now this low was subsequently down there, and that what that low is this section right here. So that's that little spot there. Okay, so that lines up perfectly, and it does line up for a push up again. Now the difference is you can see the overall gradient is way higher, right, for
Yeah.
global liquidity, but the price is down, and you're probably wondering why that is. Now the difference is, and it's something that we need to note, is it's the rate of change when you look at it on a gradient scale. Now this is nominal value. A gradient scale where actually the rate of change is slowing down drastically, and that's actually the most important indicator. Now that's why I said it's very important to match the peaks and troughs because it gives you an indicator for local push and local downside. Now that's why for me my expectation is local push. Now is it going to drop out
Well,
exactly how I've drawn it? Probably not, but I'm expecting higher prices.
what level are you expecting specifically, Isaac? Because the bulls that have been watching recently, I mean, I think since October, every single Bitcoin bull uh, was faced with frustration and disappointment, and getting a relief rally as such would put a smile on many investors' faces. Which level do you see Bitcoin heading up towards?
Well, okay. What I also is interesting too is on the way down, a lot of the bears were actually very bullish, and then they flip. So it's like the inverse contrarian sentiment. And right now, there's a fair bit of bearish people I'm seeing. So I'm actually that's why I'm expecting higher prices. In terms of the level I'm looking at, well, my first good target is this range value area high because this coincides with a lot of a confluence tap 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 and
And
then
then
tap
boom, breakout to
continue,
100K.
yeah,
Yeah.
continual taps, yeah, then break out and then come back down into it, support, range, breakout, support again, and then I expect to push up into here, and I would like to see a flush up to $74,000. So to give a concrete look at things, I would say $70,000 is the level I want to see hit. Okay, and then from there, I think we can range, roll over, even spike a little bit higher. That's why I have leeway to get to high, but to give the bias to let everyone know the biasing higher locally is how I'm looking at things.
And in Q4, you think that the lows from created this month will be taken out?
I would like to see them taken out, but I'm giving this. I think this has a lot of adjustment basis because I don't want to project too far. I think the main thing is being able to project the next leg. This is like 3 legs onwards. So this you could say this is like here. So leg 1, leg 2, leg 3. So the further legs you go, the harder it is to predict. I'd say locally that's more clear for me. And then obviously this one, I mean, this is variable. It could be here, it could be here, it could be low. I would love to see this because this would be so good to be. It would essentially be the 126 pattern all over again, but for the reverse side.
You know, I
Swing
love
flow pattern,
I
swing
love
flow pattern, swing flow pattern. Yeah.
so just another way to put it as well. Sorry for cutting you. I just got excited when a light bulb, switched on in my head because I think what you've drawn is very similar to a Wyckoff accumulation schematic, and we know from Bitcoin's history that we tend to distribute like what we did at the top in October. I mean, you can call that a double top and also a Wyckoff distribution. You can make the case for it. Bitcoin likes to end bear markets in a accumulation and bull markets in a distribution. And that's
Yes.
aligned with my theory of okay, right? We're probably going to take some time to formulate the ultimate low, giving you time to just buy the dip. So I actually like what
Exactly.
you've drawn, and obviously we can't predict to the T on which price we will end up in dollar value and what price we will go down and stay how long at that price for. We can only give a probability and a range of values. And I like what you've drawn. I really like the forecast.
And like, you know, I'm just to give everyone the like what I'm personally doing. I'm just buying spot every day, just buying spot. And I know the perpetual trades are a lot harder. Like I took a long down here. I've closed a lot of it here. This the POC level. Like they're a lot harder right now because especially at lows, it gets quite hard to time it. But spot, we just buy. We're in that time frame. When you look at this, right, whether it does, you know, I'm seeing some analysts talk about, you know, the potential spike to the 50,000, take out this low. Even if it does that, you have to get in your head. There's not much of a difference from here to here.
Yeah, I might as well buy now. In worst case, it dumps another 15%.
Yeah.
Oh my god, end of the world! Like, come on, dude, 15%. We're crypto people. 15% is nothing. Like, I'm okay to buy in here in the production cost area, like you've shown, where Bitcoin doesn't really diverge much. All right, if Bitcoin goes down 15%, so be it. I'll buy up more and then run that up by 150%, fingers crossed, when the next bull market peak arrives. Very sensible.
And that's how you have to play it. Otherwise, you're going to be in a world of anxiety when we get here, like, for example, and then you haven't bought and you're like, is it going to dip lower? Is it going to? And then you're freaking out. Then next minute, this candle happens and you're like, oh no, I got to buy, which is exactly what happened right here, just to let everyone know that. So, you know, these patterns will play out again. It's human psychology. So just got to be careful, guys. And that's why the best way to approach is if you're coming in the neighborhood of, I like to say this, we've had price capitulation. We're having time capitulation now. Okay. So there's 1, 2. So you got to understand that the price is reduced very, very heavily, very, very quickly, right? In the span of, how was it? Like 120 days, 52%. And now we're going through a dragged out sentiment wash. And that's what we're experiencing. And this is very typical in the market, and it likes to do this. So just don't get derailed. That's what the whole purpose of it's there for, to derail you and make you leave. And then you're going to wake up and then you're going to see CoinSpot and you're like, oh, what's going on? So that exact same thing is realistically going to happen. So yeah, just be careful. And that
I saw in that folder of yours that there's a couple more interesting charts. Will we have the privilege to see them, or is it going to be for another time?
Oh, for sure. We can have a look.
Yeah. Okay.
So
cool.
This one is the Bitcoin halving cycle profit chart. I like to put this on. I do a bunch of videos for Brisbane, where I'm located, and it's really good because it just shows you the expectations, and it's just very simple, right? The top, the halving, the bear market low. So, you know, this is the approximate time frame. And then what I would like to say is I think we're forming. To me, it looks very similar to the 2015 and then 2000, like this section right here too. This one's slightly different because it went up and then went right back down again. I don't think that's going to happen unless we have a major black swan that I just can't foresee right now. But obviously, no one can really predict that. But I think it's going to be similar like this. It's sort of, I think we're already in the bottoming neighborhood right now. And I think it's just going to drag out, literally like I just said, right? Just like that expectation. So that's that first chart. And then secondly is the cycle low profit, which is also these big metrics, which are these for market size, for momentum, right? So you can see very, you know, when you zoom out on the macro, these indicators are they're usually correct. Just like not yet. So we're right here.
Okay, soon.
So that's why my expectation is it's probably just going to do a bit of ranging here, around here, and then go find that low. And then it's going to look like this. Or for me, it probably will look like this one, where if it's doing ranging, it'll probably form a little red dot, then fake everyone out, then form another green dot. So that's the expectation. That's how I'm looking at this. And yeah, I mean, let's not overcomplicate it, guys. Come on.
I agree. Well, Isaac, thank you so much for coming on. I just really wanted to have you after our discussion on the Moon Show. We both were able to get the drop correctly. So massive shout out to all the crypto kids watching. And if you want to check out Isaac's channel, he also posts videos. A link will be in the description. And of course, he's every week live with me on the Moon Show Daily Crypto Live. Guys and girls, thank you all. Take care, Isaac. Looking forward to having you soon again. And yeah, bye-bye.
Yeah, no worries, man. Catch you later, guys.